Mm, Good evening, all. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, so without wasting time, because it's Saturday, so let's go. Yesterday's session, any doubt is there, guys? No doubt? Clear everything?
Actually, Mukesh, can you give a quick recap regarding three-way and four-way matching?
Yeah, sure. So imagine I will just explain two-way matching and three-way matching and four-way matching in a quick go. So two-way matching is what? You go to the shop, okay, you want something, you pay the cash, you take the material. Two-way matching. Here, there is no PO generated, there is no invoice generated, right? So
Yes,
you are going into the ice cream shop, you pay the cash, you take the ice cream. Okay, because ice cream cost is somewhat like less, negligible cost in the
yes,
if we think about in the organization perspective. So that is a two-way matching.
yeah,
Procure to pay, order to cash. Okay. Whereas three-way matching. Three-way matching means suppose now you wanted to buy a laptop, you just cannot walk into the showroom and take the laptop because company need to follow certain regulation to do that much cost or involve that much cost.
yeah,
So what they will do, they will select a vendor like a Reliance, Tata, or whoever it may be. Then they will raise a PO that we wanted to purchase a laptop with this particular configuration. Okay, according to that PO, that vendor will provide the laptop. Okay, so in system that PO will be there that we have raised a PO to this particular vendor. Now once the laptop will come, the people will enter that laptop into asset inventory that we have this asset incoming or we have received this particular asset. Okay, so
okay,
what will happen in that case? So in that case, system will check that whether we have or people have received that laptop. Okay, and someone was trying to enter. Okay, so if you take the laptop and then against that laptop when the delivery of the laptop will happen, that vendor will generate an invoice that
yeah,
I have delivered the laptop, you pay me the bill. Okay, so that invoice will also go inside the system. Okay, then you need to do the payment to that particular vendor. Okay, so to do the payment you need to do a credit note or system need to generate a credit note to the account department, right? So what system will do in that case to generate a credit note, system will check, okay, which PO has been raised, against that PO what material we have received, and against that material received what invoice has been generated. All the three parts should be the same, there should not be a difference. Once that is confirmed by the system will allow you that person to generate a credit note and that credit note will go to account department and then they will do the payment. Understood? So this
yeah,
is three-way match. Three steps are there. Whereas a four-way match will come into the picture when invoice will be generated, then quality check will happen. So you generated, vendor generated an invoice, then an IT guy will come into the picture. They will check, okay, actually what a laptop we have received. Is it the same configuration? Quality is good. No damages happen. Okay. So that's something IT guy will check. That is called as a quality check. Okay. That is called as a four-way matching because you are doing a four-way test. So in four-way matching, only quality check will happen, nothing else. Otherwise, all three-way matching steps will be performed. That is a two-way matching, three-way matching, and four-way matching. Got it?
yeah, Mukesh.
Anyone? Any other doubt? No? Okay. Then today we are going to start the risk management guide. In GRC yesterday we saw governance, policies, procedures, how to create them. Now in governance or a generic governance, we have a risk management. Now risk management is what? Okay, to identify and assess and mitigate any type of risk which is for the organization. Okay, Now risk can be anything: operational risk, financial risk, reputational risk, whatever the type of risk it is. Okay, so the risk is something which is there every time to the organization. Now broadly this risk have a two types. Okay, risk have a two types: enterprise risk and third party risk. Remember the difference. Enterprise risk means if whatever risk is there to your organization and you are dealing with that, that is called enterprise risk management. Okay, so you are employee of the company and you are dealing with your risk, to the risk of the organization, that is called enterprise risk management. Whereas third party risk management or a vendor risk management is what? Suppose you are working in a company XYZ and you have a vendor from which you are taking some material or some services. So if something you are doing risk management for them, that is called as a vendor risk management or a third party risk management. To give an example, Amazon, right? You will order something from Amazon, right? So if something happened to Amazon website, that is Amazon's risk management or a enterprise risk management. But Amazon have a delivery partners or a couriers like DTDC or e-courier or delivery, right? So they are their vendors. So something happened to DTDC and they are not able to provide the courier to Amazon courier, then there is also risk to Amazon. But it is a vendor risk. The risk came from vendor. That's why it is called as a vendor risk or a vendor risk management or a third party risk management. Understood? Enterprise risk management and third party risk management. So there are two type of risk management we do: enterprise risk management and third party risk management. Got it? The difference? Any doubt? Okay. Now risk is having two categories. Okay, risk have two categories: inherent risk and residual risk. Inherent risk and residual risk. Now what is the difference between inherent risk and residual risk? So suppose you are traveling by two wheeler and your both tires are not working and you are traveling on a slippery road. Okay, so that is a inherent risk because your two tires are flat, you are traveling on a slippery road, definitely your accident will happen. So that is a inherent risk because you haven't done anything to stop or to prevent your accident, or you have not taken any steps to prevent the accident. But what happens if you install ABS? You change one tire is bad, one tire is good, and you have a ABS. Now you have treated the risk, means the accident, the means the accident which should happen, at least you can avoid that. So you have reduced the risk of accident, but still risk is remain. Your one tire is still flat, accident still can happen, but it is a reduce, the capacity or the chances of risk is reduced. So that is called as a residual risk. So risk without any treatment, if there is any risk, any type of risk which is without treatment, or we didn't did anything to treat that risk or to mitigate that risk, is called as a inherent risk. Okay, and residual risk is what? When we treat inherent risk, if we treat inherent risk, whatever the risk remains, that is called as a residual risk. Got it? Two categories of the risk: inherent and residual. Inherent means without treatment. After treatment risk, inherent risk, whatever risk is remain, that is called as a residual risk. Understood? Any doubt? Any doubt is there?
No more question.
No.
Okay. Now, to do the risk management, there are five stages. Okay. To do the risk management, there are five stages. First, identification. What is the risk? What type of risk it is? It is a business risk, IT risk, financial risk, cyber security risk, whatever it may be. Then, second step, assess the impact of the risk. How we will assess the impact? Likelihood and impact scoring. Now, to give an assessment example, you have one office in Delhi. Okay, in Delhi, if we check the chances of tsunami reaching to Delhi, chances are less. So likelihood of that risk that tsunami coming to Delhi is so less. So impact automatically will be less. So how we do the risk assessment, or how we define what is the risk actually, based on this formula, likelihood and impact. So less the likelihood, less the impact. So in Delhi, tsunami reaching to the Delhi, chances likelihood is less. So impact is less. Then if you have office in Chennai, so tsunami reaching to Chennai, chances are high, likelihood is high. So impact automatically high. So with this formula, we categorize the risk, whether risk is high, critical, low, medium, or prioritize the risk, whether risk is critical, high, medium, and low, depending upon the likelihood and impact scoring. So likelihood and impact scoring means if the chances of risk coming to the situation is less, impact will be less, risk will be low. If the chances of the risk coming is more, impact will be more, high and medium. So that way we will prioritize the risk once we assess the risk. And what is the formula to assess the risk? Likelihood and impact. Got it? Second and third stage. So first identify what is the risk, then assess whether that risk actually can come into the scene or not, and according to that prioritize that risk, whether it is a high risk, medium, low, or a critical risk. Any doubt? Any doubt, guys?
No.
No? Okay. Then comes the fourth stage, risk mitigation planning. Now, in risk mitigation planning, we have a four things or four ways we can mitigate the risk. Either accept the risk, means I will accept whatever risk it may be. So, in our example, I am riding two wheeler without with flat tire and on a slippery road. I know accident will happen. Still, I am okay with that. I will accept that. Okay. Then avoid the risk. How I can avoid the risk? So what I will do, instead of using bike, I will go by walking, or instead of driving the bike or riding the bike, I will get down from the bike and I will take it with my hand. Okay, I will not start the bike, I will just take the bike and I will go. That is your avoidance of the risk. Transfer the risk, the third way. So what I will do, instead of using bike, I know my tires are flat, I will do Ola, Uber. So the risk is not with me, risk is with the that particular person. I am transferring the risk and mitigate the risk. The fourth type mitigation means I will change my tires. Okay, I will take good tires, I will have a ABS, everything good condition, and then I will ride the bike, I will wear helmet, everything. That is complete mitigation of the risk. So to mitigate a risk, we have four things: either accept the risk, avoid the risk, transfer the risk, or to complete mitigate the risk. These are the four ways which we will have a mitigation plan. Clear? Any doubt how we can do the risk mitigation plan? Any doubt? Okay. Then fifth stage, after doing everything, comes the post implementation, risk monitoring and periodic review. So once you treated the risk, it doesn't mean that risk is stopped. What we need to do, we need to do the periodic review. Okay. And how we will do this? So we need to collect the evidence. And what are the evidence? Risk register, risk scoring sheet, like this, impact, mitigation plan, whatever the risk mitigation plan that organization have, and their review, periodic review report. These are the four evidences which we need to collect to assess this risk assessment plan of the organization. Got it? Any doubt? Any doubt, guys? And this whole process is called risk management process, or risk management for enterprise risk management and third party risk management, both we need to do this process only.
The 5 steps are compulsory for that.
Sorry?
The 5 steps are compulsory.
Yes, compulsory, there is no exception in this.
Okay.
Then how to ensure or how to do detailed testing? First step, obtain the enterprise risk register. Okay, so every organization will have a risk register. You need to obtain that. Verify who is risk owner, means our control owner. So risk are associated with the controls only. Okay, risk are associated with the control only. So control owner or stakeholder is the risk owner. Then risk methodology need to check. Okay, you need to check the risk methodology, likelihood and impact, risk scoring. Recalculate whether they have done it correctly or not. You need to calculate. And then periodic review. As I said, you need to have a review report. That's it. So these are the detailed steps, or the these are the 5 stages or 5 steps we will check how they are treating the risk. Now you always remember, we will just assist the organization to treat the risk. Who will do all these things? Risk owner, who is the control owner, he will do the risk. So imagine in our cases, in generic ITGC, in access management, system admin is responsible to grant the access, right? They are authorized person. So in that case, unauthorized access risk is there. Then who is the risk owner? System admin. So they need to do all this activity. We will just check what they are doing and they are doing it correctly or not. That's it. That is our work in risk management. Any doubt? Any doubt is there, guys?
No, sir.
With whom we need to check? Like you said, we need to obtain that register, right?
This one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. First one.
risk owner, control owner.
No, no. Obtain enterprise risk register. You said.
So who will give you that? Control owner only.
Okay.
Okay? Control owner only will have that risk registers. Any doubt in GRC, guys? In this, one issue is, or one thing is remaining, is compliance, which we will see last. ISO 27000, PCI DSS compliance and everything. Any doubt up to now in risk management?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, in SAP GRC, guys, SAP GRC is not like our generic GRC where you will prepare a documentation or risk register. Okay, nothing. What we will do in SAP GRC, we will check access controls. Okay, you know access controls we have seen, right? SU01. So what we will check? Extract the conflict report. If there is a SOD conflict, means who gave the access, who initiated the access, who approved the access. That only we will check with SUIM. So we will fetch the report from SUIM. We will check if there is kind of SOD risk to the SAP GRC or in SAP module, that who gave the access for the particular user, who actually initiated the access, and who approved the access. That is what the GRC evidence report or a mitigation control document means, your SUIM report. So now always remember, in SAP GRC, your SUIM report is your 1 point go evidence. Okay, 1 point go evidence means in that extract everything will be there, everything. So only thing you need to match is that if there is SOD conflict. So SAP GRC, we have firefighters, access control and everything. So in access control, what we need to check? We just need to check whether there is a SOD conflict or not. So if you extract SUIM report or you fetch SUIM report, three things you need to check: who initiated the access, who approved the access, and who gave the access. Those should not be the same entity. That's it. That's it. We will check in AC or a SAP GRC AC. In SAP GRC access control. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. Got it? Only thing is you need to extract the SUIM report, check that whether there is any SOD conflict. If there is no SOD conflict, your control is pass. In SAP GRC, we don't do like risk management or anything. We will just check the thing, whether it is correct or not. That's it. Understood?
Yes,
First thing, first control. Second control, emergency accesses, firefighter IDs. Now, what are the firefighter IDs, guys? Anybody knows what is the firefighter ID or emergency access IDs? So imagine you are working in a company, okay, as a system admin. You are two persons who are working as a system admin. Both are not available. Something happened, one person is on leave, he is not available, and suddenly in emergency another person also got admitted to hospital. Now both system admin are not available. Will company stop the work? No, right? What they will do? They will create an extra ID or an emergency ID to do the work. They will assign someone, other person, a third person. They will give that person a system admin access. Those are called as a emergency accesses or a firefighter IDs. So the accesses which is given in the emergency situations to tackle the emergency situation, that is called as an emergency access or a firefighter ID. Now, firefighter IDs have more rights, okay, like a system admin only. So that's why we need to check why they give the firefighter ID. So what we need to check? Extract the firefighter usage log, means what activity has been done with the firefighter ID. Verify reason, means why they gave the firefighter access ID. As I said, reason will be this only in emergency. You need to verify that reason. That's it. And who approved that access ID? So approval should be the high level authority, management. They should approve that accesses. That is what we need to check. And in this evidences are firefighter log. Now SU01 is your evidence here. SU01 or SUIM, same thing. That is only your evidence. Extra evidences is your approval email. Who have given the approval? The controller who is giving the approval to give the firefighter IDs or emergency accesses to that person, their email. That is our evidence. So in firefighter ID, what we need to check? Why they gave the firefighter ID, what is the reason, where they have used that firefighter ID in system admin or wherever it may be, then who gave the approval. These three things only we need to check. And evidence will be SU01 extract or SUIM extract, approval email, that are our evidences. Got it? What is emergency access or firefighter ID? How to test them? Any doubt in AC or EC or EA, you can call it EA, the firefighter IDs. So emergency access and firefighter IDs are nothing but the same only. So don't get confused. If someone says what is firefighter ID, firefighter ID is that only, emergency accesses. Any doubt in risk management, ACs or firefighter IDs?
No, sir.
Clear? So these are the detailed step. As I said, extract the usage, okay, and then do it. Now, as we have learned the user access review in our generic ITGC, okay, in our generic ITGC we have reviewed the user access review. Same thing in SAP GRC is also there. ARM, okay, ARM is access request management, okay. How the access request workflow is, that is nothing but our generic ITGC UAR, user access review. So what we need to do in this? Again, how you will get this ARM workflow and everything? So evidence will be approval of hierarchy records. Now these records are nothing but, if you see organizational chart, okay, if you see organizational chart, so if I'm working as a consultant, in above me there will be a senior consultant, above senior consultant there will be team lead, above team lead there will be a manager, above manager there will be a senior manager, above senior manager there will be a general manager or a project manager, above project manager VP, director, and so on, right? So those should be verified, multi-level approval. So anything, if any access has been given, those should be given in this way only. So the organization tree should be defined. Hierarchy records, or hierarchy record means nothing but how the approval access has been defined. Above me, if you are defining access for me, who is above me, who is above that, who is above that, so that you need to check. Okay, then SOD, if you are giving accesses to me, who is my approval process, who is giving to me, and who is actually initiating for me. So those SOD checks. Okay, and again, this will be your SUIM, the evidence or extract you will get from SUIM only. There is no more than that. See, in SAP, as I said, everything is SUIM or SU01 related to any access management. Got it? Any doubt? So what he where here we will do, actually we will review access request workflow. Access request workflow means who is initiating the access, who is approving the access, who is giving the access. Okay, verify approval hierarchy means above that, above me who is there, above that who is there, above that who is there, that approval hierarchy need to be verified. Okay, so after that, provisioning logs. Provisioning log means, you know, for which log, access given logs, that is SU01 logs. That's it. Got it? Any doubt is there in ARM? So ARM is nothing but our user access review, similar to that. Any doubt is there, guys? Are yes or no? Anything?
No.
Okay. Now SOD we have already seen how to do SODs, right? Who extract the report, see who gave the access, who received the access, or sorry, who grant the access, who initiated, and who approved the access. Now comes the SOC, okay, service organization control. Before going to SOC, take a moment and see any doubt is there, so that we can go for SOC. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. No doubts? No doubts?
No doubts, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Then we are going to start with SOC. Now, SOC full form is what? Service Organizational Control. Okay, Service Organizational Control. Now, this control is applied like this. Okay, so SOC is nothing but if you are providing services to someone. Okay, if you are providing services to someone like our Infosys, Tech Mahindra, they are outsourcing companies or service companies. So we call them service based companies, right? Why? Because they are providing services to someone. So if you are providing services to someone, you need to have a service organizational control or a SOC. Now SOC have three types, guys. SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3. Okay, SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3. What is the difference between SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3? So basically, SOC 1 takes the internal control for financial reporting. Now, SOC 1 is only limited with the finance. Okay, nothing else, only finance. So only CAs are authorized to do this SOC 1 control testing. We, as an internal auditor, we won't do this. Okay, we won't do this. SOC 2, on other hand, is our area where we will test the controls like security, availability, privacy, confidentiality, and integrity. So these are the 5 trust security principle. Okay, always remember, trust service criteria, TSC, 5 TSCs or 5 trust security principles. So SOC 2, all the controls are these only: security, availability, privacy, confidentiality, and processing integrity. Now, always remember whatever control we have seen in ITGC, user access management, change management, backup control, all three all three controls are divided in these five five trust security principles or five trust area. So indirectly we are testing those controls only, but in detail, in very detail. Okay, so in SOC 2 we have five trust security principles, but indirectly we are testing our three controls which are in ITGC: user access management, change management, backup operation. But they are segregated, or they have done the detail and then segregated into these five areas. Okay, and then when you are checking these five areas, actually you are doing the SOC 2 control testing. Okay, when you are checking all the SOC 2 five trust areas, you are actually doing the SOC 2 control testing. SOC 3 is other hand is the publicly shared information, like a website. On website you will see revenue information, board of director, what is their mission, what documentation, who is CEO, everything. So this provide a publicly information. So this is no control, or we will in no one will provide or no one will check these controls SOC 3, because they are publicly available already. So as an internal auditor, we only take care of SOC 2 controls. Okay, we only take care of SOC 2 controls, not SOC 1, not SOC 3. SOC 1 is for the CH. SOC 3 is a publicly available information, so we won't test that. Understood? Any doubt? What is SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3?
No doubt, sir.
No. Now in SOC audit type, there are type 1, type 2. Okay. In simple word, type 1 is the test of design and type 2 is a test of effectiveness. So if you see, type 1 is what? Have in place, report auditor open in the suitability of the control, testing is not done on the control, the auditor does not give any opinion or working effectively. Means whenever you are testing the control, that is your test of design or a type 1. In every SOC there is a type 1, type 2. Okay guys, so SOC 1 also have type 1, type 2, SOC 2 also have type 1, type 2, SOC 3 also have type 1, type 2. Type 2 is what? Typically control over the period 12 consecutive calendar months or more rigorous, means it is more time of period. Here we are testing test of effectiveness. So type 1, type 2 is nothing but type 1 is test of design. When you are doing for less than 3 months quarterly the testing, that is called type 1 testing, SOC 2 type 1. If you are doing testing for more than a year or more than a 6 months, then you are doing type 2 testing or type of effectiveness, test of effectiveness. Okay, this is the only difference. In normal ITGC we call it test of design and test of effectiveness. In SOC you will call it as a type 1 and type 2. Understood the difference?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as I said, SOC have the both or all to have this type 1 and type 2. So we don't need it. Why I kept it here? We delete it. Now actual testing, SOC 2 control testing. Now here you can see what we will test in each five trust security criteria. In security, we will check access control, as I said already, firewalls, operational governance means policies, procedures, data security, application security, availability, downtime. Okay, downtime means uptime, performance standard means your backup control. If your system goes down, how you can take the backup and how you can start working on it. Privacy, protection of personal identifier, your personal information. Okay, that should not be breached and unauthorized access. Again, same, our access control. Confidentiality, safeguard the confidential information throughout its life cycle. Now, which control is related with the confidentiality? Anyone can you tell someone? By reading this, identify and safeguard confidential information throughout its life cycle. Which control is dedicated to confidentiality?
User access.
User access review, not only user access. Apart from that, password. Your password is your
Yeah.
confidential
Yeah.
data, right? So
Yeah.
password controls are with the confidentiality. Now processing integrity, which control? Read it. What is process integrity says? Assess whether
IT
data cloud,
operations,
sorry,
IT operations like data backups.
data backups, any other control? ITACs,
Yeah, it is.
ITACs, IT application control. So here it is clearly mentioned. Assess whether the cloud data is processed accurately, reliable, and on time. If the system achieve their purpose. So ITAC is related with the processing integrity. So basically, we are testing our ITGC and ITAC control only. Only thing they are divided into these five principles or five trust service criteria. Okay. Now we can see, you can see each control in a detail. In security control testing, what we will check, you can see access control, logical, physical, system and operational control, risk mitigation, antiviruses, firewall, change management control, right? In SOC, in availability, infrastructure, backup replication, business continuity in disaster. Disaster recovery is nothing but the recovery, backup recovery. Okay. Then if you go to the confidentiality, you can see here again access control, confidential information, encryption, firewalls. Same thing. There is no difference. Only they are divided into five things. That's it. Here, privacy control, encryption, multi-factor authentication, password control, again access controls. Okay. Then processing integrity, input, output control, processing control, quality assurance. Understood? So all the controls we have already learned, we will test those controls only in SOC 2. Nothing different. Only thing, they are segregated into five trust service criteria. Understood? Any doubt? Any doubt, guys? And testing methodology will be same. Work report will be same. There is no difference in that.
Okay, Mukesh.
So I have shared you the SOC control list, SOC 60 controls separated with the TSC. Okay, you can see them here in that. And evidence, what evidence you need to correct, what would be the control frequency for everything. The testing of the all the control is same. You will prepare the work report as the same. Which evidence you need to collect also is mentioned in that sheet. Okay, there is a no difference in testing and evidence collection, sampling, then planning and scoping. No difference. Only thing, we are doing it within the five trust service criteria. Means I have just segregated them, nothing else. Understood? Any doubt is there, guys? Any doubt?
Nothing else.
Okay, fine. Now, always remember, when you will do the SOC control testing, you need to prepare a report. Apart from work report, there is a separate report, SOC report. It is called as a SOC report. In this SOC report, we have a sections. Okay, five sections basically. Section one,
Hello.
auditor.
Your voice is breaking. I think it's for me or else it's for everyone. I just want to confirm.
Is my voice breaking, guys, for everyone,
No,
or
no,
it
it
is
is
good?
clear
No, no,
for
it's
me.
clear.
Okay, I think it's from my side.
Now, whenever you will do SOC control testing, you need to prepare another report. Okay, that report is called SOC 2 report. Okay, or SOC report. Now, the SOC report has a 4 sections and it will be prepared in the Word document. So, SOC report will be prepared in a Word document. Okay, now how to prepare it, okay, or how to do it? So it is mentioned here. Just a second, guys, I will share you that also. Mock SOC 2 report. Okay, so I have shared in the group. You can open that this so that you can have a relevance with that. So SOC 2 report always start with your auditor report, or what is the your opinion. So in that you need to mention what is the audit scope. Audit scope means which application or which trust service criteria you have tested, what is the period, and whether that control is pass or fail. So your opinion, first thing. Okay, then you need to do management assertion. Okay, so management assertion means what? Whether they are accepting it or not. That's it. So whether your report is accepted by the management or not. Okay, and there's they will tell that okay, auditor had done the auditor have done the correct work or not correct work. That is a management assertion. Third, description of the system. Description of the system is nothing but our testing methodology, what you have tested, how you have tested, which controls are there. Section 4, actual testing. Okay, actual testing means whether your test result, our test result summary, whether it is pass or fail. That's it. Okay, these are the 4 section. And the 5th section is the CUECs, complementary user control authority, or the complementary user controls. Now CUEC is in optional. Okay, third party. It is for the third party companies. It is not for the enterprise. So you can skip these. These are not compulsory. These are optionals. But in SOC report, whenever you will do SOC control testing, and whenever you will prepare a final draft or a word report, these 4 things, your opinion, management assertion, description, and the actual testing methodology, should be mentioned in the SOC report. Everyone has opened the SOC report, SOC 2 type 2 report. I have shared in the group.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so you can see in that what I have mentioned. According to this format only, we will prepare a SOC report. Okay, just go through it. If you have any doubt, tell me.
This format will be given by the company or what?
No, no, it is a universal format. It is
Universal
not given by
format.
companies. Uh,
Okay, okay, guys.
SOC 2 report is a universal format. Only control information period that will change, nothing else. Any doubt is there in that report? How to prepare? You are able to prepare the report? There is nothing, guys. Only thing which you need to mention, which we are mentioning in work report. That's it. Only in Word format. Nothing else. Any doubt? Any doubt?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Then your last chapter, SOX, SOX. Now, anybody know why SOX came into the picture?
Because of US market has gone down on like in 2002, because of the company's financial reports were not
Hmm.
accurate.
Right. But who is responsible for that? You know, who was the responsible?
uh, those companies have not filed any
No,
like principals.
no. So Hyderabad has most important connection with this iconic building in Hyderabad. Anybody knows what is that?
Twin Towers.
Bro,
Hyderabad Twin Towers, where they are. Towers only, but which tower?
Cyber Tower.
Cyber Tower. Hmm. What is associated with Cyber Tower?
Actually, don't know.
In 2002, who established Cyber Tower? Which company? Why you guys are living in Hyderabad then? Satyam Computers. Heard of it?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. So because of Satyam Computers did something, this law came into the picture. How it happened? I will just explain you. So usually Satyam also used to get offshore businesses from USA. So what this Satyam did, they found some shell companies in the United States. Okay, and they showed that they are getting project from these companies. They are getting project from those shell companies. Okay, and above that, with that particular project and everything, they took money from the banks that we need to expand or we need to do the work. So many projects are there, and that all money went. Okay, and there in that shell companies, because of those they were registered, some people from the United States, some means more people from the United States invested or brought the shares of those companies. That money also was taken by these Satyam founders. Okay, and found out once it found out that this thing happened, then US Congress passed this law. What they pass in this law? Majorly section 302 404. Responsibility of financial report of the organization, means their balance sheet, their share prices, everything. CEOs and CFOs are directly responsible. So if something happened to the companies or manipulation happened in the company's financial report, these two people are directly responsible. And section 404, entire management of the company, including the government authorities, they are responsible to create internal controls over the financial reporting system, means their servers, network, everything. Now, these internal controls are nothing but our same control: user access management, change management, backup operation. Okay, these controls are same. There are no different control. Their testing is also same. Okay, there is no difference. Only those control. But if we are doing those control in the United States, particularly to these three categorized companies: publicly traded companies in the United States, foreign companies that are publicly trading and doing business in USA, and accounting firms like banking, which are providing services to these companies. If any of these are doing businesses, they are directly implicable. Means if you are doing audit for these companies, same control testing, user access management, change management, or you can say backup operation or IT operation, those controls only, same controls, that will called as a SOX control testing. Nothing difference or nothing more than that. You will test same controls. But if you are doing for any of these companies, if you are doing those control testing for any of these companies, then you are doing SOX audit or a SOX ITGC control testing. Understood? So here controls are not different. They are the same controls which we will test in the ITGC and ITAX, input output processing control, and our user access management, change management, and the IT operation control. But whenever you are doing it for these particular companies, any company who is publicly trading or publicly trading in the United States, any foreign company, any company like our Infosys is registered in the United States. So if you are doing Infosys United States audit, you are doing SOX audit. If your bank or our HDFC bank or ICICI bank is providing services to these companies, then if you are doing control testing, ITGC control testing for those banks, you are doing SOX ITGC testing. Controls are not different, controls are same, work report same, evidence same, nothing different. Only if you are doing for these three criteria companies, then you are doing SOX ITGC control testing. Understood?
Yes, Mukesh.
Any doubt is there, guys? See, guys, in SOX also, we are testing our ITGC control only. There is no difference in control testing or evidence collection. Nothing is different. Same control, but particularly if you are doing for these three type of companies, you are doing SOX audit. If you are doing for any outsourced company, you are doing SOC 2 testing. If you are doing for your organization generically or generally, then you are doing ITGC control testing. Understood? So control testing are same. There is no difference in control testing. Sorry. Any doubt?
No.
Clear for everyone? For everyone, it is clear.
Yeah, Mukesh.
Santosh, Sri
No doubts,
Krishna,
Mukesh.
Kavya, Mohammed, Vicky, Jyotsna, any doubts? Okay.
No, Mukesh.
Now this is your entire syllabus, guys. Only thing is pending is your compliance gap assessment for ISO, HIPAA, and the PCI DSS. Now, if someone asks you whether you are doing SOX ITGC control testing, what you will say? Yes or no? Are you doing SOX control ITGC testing?
Yes.
Right? If someone asks you, are you doing SOC 2 control testing? Are you
Yes.
doing it or not?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
If somebody asks you, are you doing ITGC control testing? Are you
Yes.
doing or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, as I said, there is no difference in control testing. It is the same. Only thing is that they call it separately. That's it. There is no difference in working or processing. Okay. So that's it, guys. Uh, so you guys need to have a assessment now. Okay. So what I am telling, write it down. So you guys need to prepare the work reports now. Okay. Which work reports? First, user access management, provisioning, deprovisioning. Again, you have prepared before also, but again, for user access management, 4 work report: provisioning, pass and fail; deprovisioning, pass and fail. Understood? 4 work report. Got it? First assessment.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Second, change management control for 3 type of change: standard, normal, and emergency change. Pass, fail, 6 work report. Got it?
Yeah, got
So
it.
change management for every type of change: standard, normal, emergency, pass and fail, 6 work report plus these 4 work report. That is total 10 work report. Plus IT operation, backup control, each type of backup, pass and fail. So 3 type of backup: full, incremental, differential, pass and fail, 6 work report. Got it? So total 16 work reports. For SOX particularly, you just need to change the name in ITGC control, SOX ITGC. Same thing, 16 work reports, but for the SOX. Understood?
Can you repeat for SOX?
You just need to change the name. ITGC controls, instead of that, SOX ITGC control. But a 16 work report, same. User access management, change management, IT operation. So total 32 work reports. Understood? Next, SOC 2 or SOC 2. SOC 2 control testing report. Passing and failing. And then preparing work report or a SOC report. That is your 5 trust security criteria. So 5 work reports. Those 5 work report and end of the day SOC 2 report, the Word format. So
Can you
total
repeat once? SOC to control testing? Like
5 work reports will be there, right? 5 trust security criteria. Security, ITG, sorry, privacy and all. For that, 5 principles. So those 5 work reports. So total 37 work reports and one SOC 2 report, which is in Word format. Got it? The assignment?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So this 37 work report I will be needing by in 10 days. So basically today is 25th April. You need to do it by 5th of May. 37 work report. And don't do it using my sheets. Prepare your own format, prepare your or use your own words. Don't just copy paste. Okay?
Yeah,
Understood
got
or
it.
not? Don't just copy paste those reports.
Okay.
Use different format, use different words. So 37 work reports, one SOC 2 reports by 5th of May. Then only I will take your last class, your gap assessments.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone, Santosh, Krishna, Vicky, Charan, any doubt is there? Jyotsna, any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. But by 5th of May, 37 work reports need to be completed. So daily 3 work reports, mostly 3 or 4. Understood?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Then we will meet on 6th of